Part 66. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 651. When Li Dong goes out to practice, he must disguise his face. In Yang Yuan's star continent, in the eyes of everyone, Li Yang's status can definitely be equal to that of Emperor Yang Yuan. As Li Yang's only son, Li Dong's status can be imagined. Therefore, if Li Dong really encounters any danger and reveals that he is Li Yang's son, then the other party will most likely be worried and not dare to take action. Just kidding, Li Yang is a disciple of the eternal ancestor, the strongest human race. Who in the human race dares to kill Li Yang's only son? This is absolutely unrelenting hatred. I know, Dad. Li Dong nodded. While he was talking, Li Yang suddenly felt something in his heart. The eighth senior brother Emperor Mi began to contact him. After talking to his family, Li Yang exited the virtual world and quickly came to a place. There is an ape man here who is wearing ferocious black armor and has purple hair all over his body. Eighth senior brother seeing this man, Li Yang immediately stepped forward and said with a smile. This man from the ape tribe is naturally one of the top emperors of the human race, the Emperor of Destruction. In terms of strength, the Emperor of Destruction is definitely the strongest group among the top emperors, and his strength is 2 or 3 times that of other top emperors. Li Yang and the Emperor of Destruction have met in the virtual world before, so there is not much unfamiliarity between them now. Junior brother Li Yang. Looking at Li Yang, Emperor Mi also showed a smile on his face. Anyone who knows the Emperor of Destruction knows that he has a weird personality, is very difficult to mess with, and has a bad temper, but at this time he is very gentle in front of Li Yang. Looking at Li Yang in front of him, the Emperor of Destruction couldn't help but secretly sigh at Li Yang's talent. He took Li Yang to the super inheritance place of the fusion law, and naturally knew that Li Yang was lame Yu. After practicing for more than 100 years, he has killed 400 gods of the 5 elements, and defeated 6 invincible masters in the realm of gods. This talent is simply unparalleled. The place where the law of fusion is inherited, for endless years, has absorbed almost all the top geniuses from all major ethnic groups, but there has never been a genius like Li Yang. Those geniuses can only rival the Huixu level at most. He was also a peerless genius back then, and even ranked among the top 100 in the human race. Otherwise, it would be difficult to grow to where it is now. And when he had been practicing for more than 100 years, he was still wandering slowly in the longevity realm. Junior brother Li Yang, I'm done with my work, let's set off now, the Emperor of Destruction said. He had come back before, but he had some things to do, so he asked Li Yang to wait for 2 days. Now that things are done, he will naturally take Li Yang and leave. After hearing what the Emperor of Destruction said, Li Yang thanked him. I'm sorry for bothering you, 8th senior brother. It's a small matter, Emperor Annihilation said with a smile. They were now in front of a space teleportation array. The two entered the aircraft, and the aircraft entered the teleportation array and disappeared instantly. Junior brother Li Yang, the place where the fusion law is inherited is relatively far away from our human race, but it only takes us about a month to get there. The aircraft was advancing rapidly, and the Emperor of Destruction said. A month, Li Yang was a little surprised when he heard this. According to the distance he sensed, the place where the law of fusion is inherited is much farther away from the human race than the killing battlefield is from the human race. The distance is at least hundreds of times farther. But before, it took him and the Golden Dragon Emperor 2 months to return from the killing battlefield. This time, it only took a month to go to the place where the law of fusion was inherited. Haha, junior brother Li Yang, don't be surprised. Although the place where the fusion law is inherited is far away, our human race's teleportation array specifically to go to that inheritance place is the best in the universe and was specially built by our teacher's eternal ancestor. Just like trains and high-speed rails, the speed of high-speed rail is undoubtedly much faster, and the speed of high-speed rail and airplanes is also very different. The difference between the space teleportation array and the space teleportation array is also very big. The stronger the person, the space teleportation array they build will naturally teleport faster. Because the principle of the space teleportation array is to fold large areas together, so that you can reach another place instantly from one place. The space distance where the founder of the world folded was naturally extremely far away. I don't know how far away it is, but in their hands, it only takes an instant to reach it when it is folded. That's it. Li Yang nodded. The place where the law of fusion is inherited, if truly counted, is the truly number one force in the universe. There are even 3 masters of the human race who have received inheritance from it. Therefore, it is normal for powerful people in the human race's ancestral realm to specifically build a passage to the place where the law of fusion is inherited. Looking at Li Yang, the Emperor of Destruction said, in the place where the law of fusion is inherited, the most important thing is naturally the inheritance. As long as you hold the 7-color token, you will have 10 days of inheritance time every 10 years. He explained to Li Yang the information about the place where the law of fusion is inherited. Li Yang nodded. He knew the information given to him by the eternal ancestor before. 8th Senior Brother, from the information I learned before, it seems that there is any way to increase the time of inheritance. 10 years, 10 days of inheritance. This inheritance time can be accumulated, but it is obviously not enough for Li Yang. Of course he wants more inheritance time. However, the previous information did not say what the method was. Of course there are ways to increase the inheritance time. The Emperor of Destruction smiled and said, every inheritor has a 7-color token, but there is another kind of token in the inheritance land, called the purple gold token. Purple gold token. Li Yang did not speak, but listened quietly to what Emperor Yunmi said. The 7-color token can have a 10-day inheritance opportunity every 10 years, while the purple gold token can have a 10 times inheritance time. In other words, there can be a 100-day inheritance opportunity every 10 years. What? 10 times the time? 100 days. Hearing this, Li Yang was shocked, and his eyes instantly showed an extremely eager look. Everyone knows that the longer you enter the inheritance land, the greater the progress will be. And the inheritance time of this purple gold token is 10 times that of the 7-color token. 8th Senior Brother, how can I get this purple gold token? Li Yang couldn't help asking. He did not hide his desire at all. What is there to hide about this? It is estimated that every inheritor in the inheritance land is eager to get the purple gold token. It is very difficult to obtain the purple gold token. You need to complete many tests set by the inheritance land. The test is very difficult. As of now, no more than 10 people in the entire inheritance land have completed the test. Countless tribes, the most powerful group of geniuses, add up to no more than 10 people who have completed the test. So few. Li Yang was stunned. According to the information he has learned, the total number of people in the fusion law inheritance land is nearly 10 million. This is accumulated over endless years. After all, becoming a god means an endless lifespan. And the weakest people who enter the fusion law inheritance land are probably gods. As long as nothing unexpected happens, the number of people in this fusion law inheritance land will definitely continue to increase. End of this chapter. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 652. Emperor Yunmi told Li Yang about those tests, and Li Yang remembered them carefully. No matter what, I went to the inheritance place and tried to see if I could complete the test. Those tests sounded difficult, but Li Yang would definitely try them. 10 times the inheritance time. The purple gold token was obviously what he wanted most at this time. Okay, junior brother Li Yang, you can practice with peace of mind for this month, and I will call you when we reach the destination, Emperor Yunmi said with a smile without saying much. After arriving at the inheritance place of the fusion law, he will introduce Li Yang to the information of the inheritance place in detail. Okay. Li Yang nodded. He entered a room in the aircraft and sat down cross-legged. Begin to comprehend. The four major law clones continued to comprehend the laws, and Li Yang's original body was constantly synthesizing and sorting them out, transforming them into his true strength. This fusion law is really difficult. At this time, Li Yang was also beginning to comprehend the fusion law. His fire law was almost completely mastered. After mastering it thoroughly, his fire ghost divine beast clone would definitely focus on comprehending the fusion law. However, Li Yang clearly felt that the difficulty of the fusion law was more than 100 times higher than the difficulty of normal comprehension of the law. This is normal. After all, as long as a small part of the fusion law is comprehended, it is not necessary to comprehend all of them, and you can break through to become an emperor, but this small part has trapped countless geniuses. Li Yang is constantly comprehending, time passes quickly, and a month passes quickly. Are we almost there? Li Yang has the token of the inheritance place of the fusion law. He can vaguely feel the specific location in his mind. At this time, Li Yang obviously feels that he is getting closer and closer. I wonder what the inheritance place is like. Li Yang's eyes are full of expectations. Before, in the space of the abyss, he comprehended those fragmented fusion laws, and his strength improved greatly. Fusion law also has a huge impact on comprehending a single law. The fragmented effects are so strong, so what should the complete effect be like? While thinking, Li Yang's watch suddenly rang. He took a look and saw that it was sent by his wife Zhou Yao. What does Zhou Yao want to talk to me about? Looking at the somewhat urgent message, Li Yang's consciousness instantly entered the virtual world. Li Yang. Seeing Li Yang coming, Zhou Yao hurried over and said anxiously, Xiaodong is in trouble. What? Hearing what Zhou Yao said, Li Yang's face changed instantly. Zhou Yao, don't be anxious, talk slowly. Zhou Yao sorted out her thoughts and hurriedly said, before, Xiaodong was honing in that place and had a conflict with a genius in the Yang Yuan Empire martial arts field. Li Yang nodded, he also knew about this before. Just a few minutes ago, a strong man suddenly came behind that genius and took Xiaodong away directly. Now we can't contact him at all. Capture. Hearing this, Li Yang's face suddenly darkened. Zhou Yao's face was full of panic, but she quickly told the story again. The genius who captured Xiaodong came from a 3-series god family. A genius from the family of Hanling, a 3-series god of the Yang Yuan Empire who had a conflict with Li Dong. The genius was called Moun, and he was also the most powerful genius of the Hanling family. Before, because of the treasure hunt, Moun and Li Dong had a conflict. At that time, Moun's protector, a Star Master realm, attacked Li Dong. However, Li Dong was protected by the mechanical life of the world realm, so Moun naturally had no way to do anything to Li Dong. But I didn't expect that after really coming out of that grinding place, 2 world realms suddenly descended. One world realm captured Li Dong, and the other world realm resisted Li Dong's world realm mechanical life. Then, Li Dong lost the news. Does the other party know Xiaodong's identity? After Zhou Yao finished speaking, Li Yang frowned slightly. He, Li Yang, is at least a disciple of the eternal ancestor, and his status in the Yang Yuan Empire is at least comparable to that of the Emperor of Yang Yuan. As Li Yang's only son, Li Dong, there are absolutely few forces that dare to provoke him. Zhou Yao said, according to the news sent back by the mechanical life, Xiaodong didn't have time to say it at all. Li Yang frowned, even if he didn't have time, Xiaodong would definitely say it during the arrest. And even if he didn't say it, Xiaodong has the protection of the world realm around him, so Moun is not afraid at all. There are basically only 2 reasons for having the protection of the world realm around him. One is that his own talent is strong enough. If the talent is average, then the power behind him must be strong. But the other party didn't have any fear at all and took action directly. This behavior is obviously brainless. After speaking, Li Yang looked at the anxious Zhou Yao and said in a deep voice, "Zhou Yao, don't worry, I will go to see Han Ling right away." After saying that, he immediately started to contact. In less than a few seconds, a tall and thin man with red hair appeared. The man's hair was burning like a flame, which was very strange. 11th senior brother. Looking at the man, Li Yang hurriedly said. This man was his 11th senior brother Junyu, a disciple of Dao Luzongju. When Li Yang was in the Star-Lord stage, Junyu helped him a lot, and even personally helped him capture Tianluo, who almost destroyed the Earth. Haha, junior brother Li Yang, how do you have time to find me? Looking at Li Yang, Junyu laughed. Junyu was in a good mood. Li Yang was now accepted as a disciple by one of the strongest founders of the human race. How high is his status? And he had a very good relationship with Li Yang before. Now that Li Yang contacted him, he was very happy. With Li Yang's talent, it would be easy to become an emperor in the future, and he might even become an extremely powerful emperor. In this case, wouldn't it mean that he has a huge backer behind him? Even if Li Yang doesn't come forward to help him, other people will definitely not dare to provoke him if they know that Li Yang has a good relationship with him. Brother 11, I want to contact Han Ling, the third-line god of the Yang Yuan Empire, Li Yang said directly while looking at Junyu. Junyu is also at the core of the Yang Yuan Empire, but it is not under the command of Emperor Yang Yuan and is not under his control. However, Junyu must know the other three series of gods in the Yang Yuan Empire. He didn't have Han Ling's contact information, but Junyu definitely did. Han Ling, Junyu was a little surprised when he heard Li Yang's words, but seeing Li Yang's solemn expression, he nodded and said, "Okay, junior brother Li Yang, please wait for me for a moment." He immediately started sending messages. A few seconds later, Junyu said, "Junior brother Li Yang, Han Ling will appear soon." Li Yang nodded and "Thank you, senior brother 11. Haha, it's a small thing." Junyu smiled, looked at Li Yang and said, "Junior brother Li Yang, what's the important thing? If possible, you can talk to me, maybe I can help." End of chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 653. After hearing Junyu's words, Li Yang did not hide anything and told a little bit about the news that his son Li Dong had been arrested. Diamond suit, diamond suit, diamond suit, diamond suit. Before Junyu could say anything, suddenly a wave of waves flashed here, and then a figure appeared. This was a middle-aged man with a single horn on his head and a height of only 1.5 meters. The middle-aged man looked at Li Yang and immediately said with a smile, "Han Ling has met young master Li Yang." He bent his body and looked very respectful, but that was all. He didn't have much respect for Li Yang. Li Yang already knew from Junyu's words that Han Ling also had some origins. His teacher is a powerful emperor from the human race, named Emperor Jin Li. And this Emperor Jin Li's teacher is a master-level expert in the Hunyuan martial arts holy world of the human race. Therefore, with such a backer behind Han Ling, there is no need to be more respectful in front of Li Yang. Coleridge. Looking at the man in front of him, Li Yang said without any nonsense at this time, "I want to ask you something." After Li Yang finished speaking, Han Ling was a little confused. He nodded and said, "Master Li Yang, please tell me. As long as I know, I will tell you everything." Judging from his appearance, he seemed to have no idea about Li Dong's affairs. Li Yang said in a deep voice, "There is a genius named Moun in your family. Moun had some conflicts with my son Li Dong before, and then the two world realms behind him took action and arrested my son Li Dong. Now lost track. What? Hearing Li Yang's words, Han Ling's expression suddenly changed. He quickly said, Master Li Yang, I don't know anything about this matter. Moun is too courageous. Seeing him talking, Li Yang interrupted him directly and said coldly, Han Ling, releasing Li Dong is the most important thing now. He was rude to Han Ling, joking, and killed 405 element gods at his will. Han Ling was only a 3-element god, and he was like an ant in front of him. Now, this Han Ling family member directly arrested his son. It was strange that he was being polite. Okay, Mr. Li Yang, I'll go find Moun right away. Hearing what Li Yang said, Han Ling immediately nodded and quickly went to find Moun. Li Yang and others were left waiting. Li Yang glanced at Zhou Yao, who was a little anxious beside him, and said, Don't worry, Xiaodong has so many life-saving treasures, he will be fine for sure. In addition to the mechanical life at the world level, Li Dong also has various other life-saving trump cards. With these trump cards, even if a god wants to kill Li Dong, it will not be easy. The incident happened very briefly, and the possibility of something happening to Li Dong in such a short period of time was very small. Ye Zhou Yao nodded. With Li Yang coming forward, I believe Li Dong will be released soon. Several people were waiting, but it took more than 10 seconds before the middle-aged man Han Ling appeared again. Looking at Han Ling, Li Yang said solemnly, How is Li Dong doing now? At this time, Han Ling also looked at Li Yang and said quickly, Master Li Yang, I just found Moun. Moun, this idiot, as soon as he caught Li Dong, he imprisoned Li Dong directly in the turbulence prison. Yes. Chaos prison. Li Yang had no reaction when he heard this. As for Li Yang's 11th senior brother Jun Yu, his expression changed again and again. He looked at Han Ling and said in a deep voice, You said Li Dong was imprisoned in turmoil prison. I don't know why he is so brave. There seemed to be a trace of panic on Han Ling's face, and he said quickly, I have captured Moun. How to deal with him, even if I kill him directly, it is up to young Master Li Yang to decide. I will never say a word. BA Shu 69 New. At this time, Li Yang looked at the expressions of the two of them and realized what seemed to be happening. He asked directly, Brother 11, where is the chaos prison? Jun Yu didn't talk nonsense and said quickly, Junior brother Li Yang, the so-called turbulent prison is a dangerous place with very unstable space. It is actually a turbulent storm, and the space is broken, and it may be suddenly moved from one place to another at any time. To another place, there are dangers inside. If you are imprisoned in turmoil prison, the probability of death is at least 90%. In addition, once you enter, it will be very difficult to find the person from inside. Only a 3-series god can resist the dangers there. Stay, it's best to let the Emperor and the powerful enter it so that you can find people quickly. What? After hearing Jun Yu's words, Li Yang's expression changed again and again. The cosmic prison is naturally not a small room, but a huge space like a ruin. And you cannot enter the virtual world in those spaces. It's full of danger, it's a place of punishment. Master Li Yang, I have arranged for all the world realm members of the family to enter and search inside. Han Ling said quickly. He seemed a little panicked at this time, and he spoke very fast. If Li Yang's son died in the hands of his family, the consequences would be unimaginable. Junior brother Li Yang, I won't say any more. I will go to the Lulian prison immediately. I will also contact my friends to rush to the Lulia prison as soon as possible, Jun Yu said quickly at this time. Hearing this, Li Yang quickly said, I'm sorry to trouble brother 11. It's a small thing. After Jun Yu finished speaking, his figure immediately disappeared. Master Li Yang, that Moun. At this time, Han Ling still wanted to explain. However, Li Yang interrupted him directly and said in a deep voice, "We will talk about this matter after we find Li Dong." He was in a very irritable mood, and there was a hint of coldness in his conversation with Han Ling. "Yes, Mr. Li Yang." Han Ling nodded quickly, "I will go look for him right away." Brush. After he finished speaking, his figure also disappeared. Li Yang looked at the disappearing Han Ling and narrowed his eyes slightly. When Li Dong encountered danger, it was impossible for him not to reveal his identity, but Moun still locked him up in the turbulence prison. Is Moun so brave? In terms of status, he, Li Yang, can at least be on par with the Emperor of Yang Yuan in the Yang Yuan Empire. Moun is a genius. No matter how arrogant a genius is, he is not brainless. Moreover, he was locked up in the turbulence prison as soon as he made a move, without giving him any room to operate. There must be something behind this. Li Yang suspected that Han Ling should know something, but now Han Ling seemed to know nothing and pushed all the responsibility to Moun. On the surface, it did seem like a conflict between the two geniuses caused by treasures. Many thoughts flashed by, and Zhou Yao saw the others leaving and hurriedly said, "Li Yang, what should we do now?" Her eyes were full of panic. Li Dong's current situation must be very dangerous. She just heard that the mortality rate in the turbulence prison was more than 90%. Although Li Yang looked calm at this time, he was also very anxious in his heart, because this was his only son. The Li family now had more and more people, but only the closest ones were important to him. From the city to the strongest in the universe. Author, Ji Difeng Ren. Chapter 654. Although he was anxious, Li Yang still maintained his calm appearance and said, "Zhou Yao, don't worry, Xiaodong has so many trump cards, he will be fine in a short time. I will continue to find the teacher of Daolo sect and ask him to help find Xiaodong building." After finishing speaking, Li Yang disappeared. Virtual world, sword killing sect. This area is where human gods live. After the sect master Daolu breaks through and becomes an emperor, he can change his residence. However, Emperor Daolu is still giving lectures, so he has not changed his residence for the time being. "Li Yang, do you have anything to talk to me about?" Master Daolo sect said with a smile when he saw his disciple suddenly taking shape. However, when he saw the solemn look on Li Yang's face, his smile also faded, and he couldn't help but ask. He was slightly confused. With Li Yang's current situation, how much trouble could he still encounter? "Teacher, the disciple has indeed encountered something here," he quickly explained the matter. "Is your son Li Dong imprisoned in turmoil prison?" The face of the leader of the Daolo sect changed slightly, and when he heard Han Ling's name, he also frowned slightly. But he didn't say anything, and immediately said, "Li Yang, I will contact the other emperors of our clan immediately to see which ones are in Yang Yuan Star Continent. If they are there, I will trouble them to find Li Dong. Then you will also meet those emperors." "Thank you, teacher." Hearing this, Li Yang said quickly. This time he came to see the leader of the sword slaughter sect, also because he wanted to find something to do with the emperor. Just like the human gods have space for divine alliances, as for the powerful emperors, they also have their own alliance of forces. Now that the leader of the sword slaughter sect has become an emperor, he can easily contact other emperors of the human race, so it is very convenient to find them. As for Li Yang, although he is a disciple of the eternal ancestor, except for a few senior brothers, he has no contact information with other emperors. With his methods, he can also slowly contact, visit, and explore. However, these take time. And now Li Yang's idea is to quickly find the emperor and help him go to the chaos prison. He doesn't know which emperors are in Yang Yuan Star Continent. The only thing he knows is that the Yang Yuan emperor should be there, so he came to ask the sword slaughter sect master. "You and I, master and disciple, don't need to say thank you," the leader of the Daolo sect said directly. He started to contact him quickly, and Li Yang was waiting beside him, suppressing his anxiety. It takes time to find out how many emperors there are in Yang Yuan star continent and whether these emperors are far from the chaos prison. Yang Yuan star continent is one of the 3,000 star continents of the human race. This is a palace. In the palace, on a huge throne, Emperor Yang Yuan is sitting high. Huh? Emperor Sword Killer contacted me? What does he want from me? Suddenly, Emperor Yang Yuan looked at the watch in his hand. At this time, the watch showed that the leader of the sword-killing sect was looking for him. Li Yang's son Li Dong was imprisoned in turmoil prison. After reading the information, Emperor Yang Jiayuan's eyes fluctuated slightly. He had not heard Li Yang's name for decades. At the beginning, Li Yang and Luo Yu fought. Luo Yu directly sent gods to the earth and even threatened the earth. Li Yang asked him for help. He did not want to provoke the Zunli family, so he refused to see Li Yang. Emperor Zunli is the top emperor of the human race, and his teacher is the founder of the Hunyuan martial arts holy world, the Hunyuan ancestor. How terrifying is its strength and status. That Luo Yu was from the Zunli family, so he naturally didn't want to provoke him. But then Li Yang suddenly broke out, showing his peerless talent, and was even accepted as a disciple by the eternal ancestor. Luo Yu was imprisoned for 100 million years. The struggle between the two ended in this way. At that time, countless emperors laughed at him and joked that he had no vision. He felt a little regretful at the beginning. If he had helped Li Yang before, then Li Yang must have a good relationship with him. But time cannot be repeated. However, there was only a hint of regret in his heart. But he is an emperor, and even if Li Yang is accepted as a disciple by the eternal ancestor, he is still very weak. The weak Li Yang was not qualified to make him regret. Just like Emperor Jianhen, who had a bad relationship with him and also grew up in Yang Yuan star continent, even if Jianhen became an emperor, what impact would it have on him? He has nothing to ask of Emperor Jianhen. After all, the Jianhen emperor was about the same strength as him, and he was just an ordinary emperor. Looking at the information in front of him, Emperor Yang Yuan pondered for a moment. His relationship with Li Yang is not good. What happened with Tianluo? What happened with Luo Yu? He knew all this, and Li Yang must be dissatisfied with him. But this time, if he helps Li Yang find his son, or even finds him, then his relationship with Li Yang will definitely improve greatly. After thinking for several seconds, Fire Spirit Emperor Yang Yuan shouted directly. Brush. In the palace, a fire god whose whole body seemed to be burning appeared. Emperor, God Fire Spirit looked at Emperor Yang Yuan and said with great respect. Emperor Yang Yuan said, now Li Yang's son Li Dong is imprisoned in the Luanliu prison. You can take 10 gods of the 3 elements and go there to help find him. Li Yang's son Li Dong was imprisoned in turmoil prison. Hearing this, the god Huo Ling was stunned for a moment. Who is so brave? A disciple of the eternal ancestor, this status is even equivalent to that of Emperor Yang Yuan in front of you. Is there a dominant family on the other side? However, he did not hesitate and said immediately, yes, Emperor. Brush. After the divine fire spirit finished speaking, his figure moved and disappeared directly. In the huge palace, only Emperor Yang Yuan was still sitting cross-legged. He ordered his subordinates to look for him, but Emperor Yang Yuan had no intention of looking for him personally at this time. He was an emperor. Li Yang's son was in trouble, and he, a powerful emperor, went to a prison to help Li Yang find his son? What does this mean? Is Emperor Yang Yuan trying to please Li Yang? In his opinion, this behavior was obviously trying to please Li Yang. He could never do that. So what if Li Yang was a disciple of the eternal ancestor? The eternal ancestor was powerful, but it did not mean that Li Yang was powerful. Among the disciples accepted by the eternal ancestor, there were also those who remained in the divine realm, some of whom had died once and could not make progress, and some of whom were stuck in a bottleneck. And the number of emperors in the entire human race was less than 10,000. Therefore, in the eyes of Emperor Yang Yuan, only when Li Yang's strength really reached his level could he truly treat him equally, otherwise he would not be busy for Li Yang. Even if Li Yang truly became an emperor like Jian Hen tens of thousands of years later, he would not necessarily go to please Li Yang and help him find his son. 10 3-series gods are enough. This is the maximum number of powerful gods I can send out now. Emperor Yang Yuan thought to himself. He collected his thoughts and stopped thinking about this matter. Thanks to Zero Eta for the 100 reward, thank you. From the city to the strongest in the universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 655. While Emperor Yang Yuan and others received the news, Li Yang was still waiting anxiously on the other side. The emperor must be there. In the turbulent prison, the emperor can quickly find people inside, and he certainly hopes that the emperor is there. However, the emperor's whereabouts are hard to find, and maybe there is only one Emperor Yang Yuan in the Yang Yuan Empire at this time. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. In that case, he can only ask Emperor Yang Yuan for help. It was not until 3 minutes later that the Daolo sect master appeared again. Teacher. Seeing the Daolo sect master appear, Li Yang immediately looked at him. Li Yang, I just asked, Emperor Junyan is in the core of Yang Yuan Xingzhou, he will rush to the turbulence prison as soon as possible, and Emperor Yang Yuan will send 10 3-series gods to search, and some other 3-series gods and some 4-series gods will also search. Daolu sect master said. Emperor Junyan, hearing this, Li Yang's eyes lit up. It's good to have the emperor to help. Thank you, teacher. Li Yang hurriedly thanked again. To ask these emperors, Daolu sect master must have paid favors, etc. After all, which emperor would help him find his son without reason? Daolu sect master shook his head, saying that these were all trivial matters. He looked at Li Yang and said, after you find Li Dong, you should thank Emperor Junyan. Yes, teacher. Li Yang nodded quickly. Just now Daolu sect master did not specify how many emperors there were in Yang Yuan Xingzhou, but Li Yang knew that there was definitely more than one. At least the Yang Yuan emperor must be there. But what is the identity of the emperor, and who is he, Li Yang? Even if he is a disciple of the eternal ancestor, his strength is still very weak in the eyes of everyone. The emperor went to help him find his son? Just because Li Yang is a disciple of the eternal ancestor, they will go to please? This is obviously impossible. Even if many emperors knew about this, they would not do it at all. Just like Emperor Yang Yuan. In fact, as Li Yang thought, there are 4 emperors in Yang Yuan star continent at this time. In addition to Emperor Yang Yuan and Emperor Junyan, there are 2 emperors of the human race, namely Emperor Muheng and Emperor Lixin. The 2 of them have time, and they are not far from the turbulent prison, but they are not willing to go there at all. Li Yang's son was imprisoned in the turbulent prison. This Li Yang actually wants me, the emperor, to help him find his son. In an area, a tall and thin human man shook his head. Haha, Muheng, did Daolu also look for you? In front of this tall and thin man, there was also a dragon man. Hearing what he said, the dragon man laughed and said, haha, what is this Li Yang's identity? Even if he is a disciple of the eternal ancestor, it can't change the fact that he is extremely weak now. Emperor Muheng said indifferently. Whether he can grow up is still a question. If Li Yang is now performing like Hongsu and has the strength of an ordinary 5-element god, I can help him, but he is now unknown and has not made any moves. Yes, the disciple of the eternal ancestor is just an identity. How far he can grow in the future depends on Li Yang himself. The 2 emperors were talking casually, and they obviously didn't care about helping Li Yang find his son. They are emperors. The huge human race has only tens of thousands of emperors, and each of them is a high-level person in the human race. The weakest emperor can sit in one of the 3,000 star continents of the human race. It can be seen that his status is high. In their eyes, Li Yang is just a genius who has practiced for only more than 100 years. The only thing that makes people value him is that he is the disciple of the eternal ancestor. However, this is just an identity, not Li Yang's strength. In their eyes, if there is no strength, they will not value it at all. At most, they will give Li Yang face in some things. But they obviously won't do things like helping Li Yang find his son, which is obviously flattering and currying favor with Li Yang. On the other side, Li Yang told Zhou Yao about the matter. Knowing that the emperor was dispatched to help find Li Dong, Zhou Yao's anxiety was obviously reduced. Li Yang comforted, "Don't worry, Xiaodong's soul-enslaved monster is still there, he is still alive, Emperor Junyan will arrive soon, and Xiaodong will be found soon." It is very simple to judge whether a person is alive, that is to look at the enslaved monster. After enslaving a monster, if the owner of the monster dies, the monster will die immediately. Yeah. Zhou Yao nodded. She looked at Li Yang, and couldn't help saying, "Li Yang, you are about to arrive at the place where the fusion law is inherited, and you must be careful." Zhou Yao knew about Li Yang, and many alien races in the place where the fusion law was inherited must want to kill Li Yang. Now that her son is in trouble, she subconsciously cares more about Li Yang's safety. "Don't worry," Li Yang nodded. The accident of her son did not affect the aircraft approaching the place where the fusion law was inherited. Not long after, Li Yang finally arrived at the destination. "Junior brother Li Yang, we're here." The voice of Emperor Yunmi sounded outside, and Li Yang walked out directly. An extremely huge land appeared in front of him, and the entire land was suspended in the void. The surroundings were full of darkness, and only the land in front of him was emitting light. And on the land, there was also a huge film covering it. "Is this the place where the fusion law is inherited?" Li Yang looked silently. The film in front of him looked ordinary, but even the master couldn't break it. To enter, you must pass the token. Even if a strong man without a token came here, he couldn't enter at all. His token was slightly fluctuating at this time, and there was obviously a connection between it and the film. Next to him, Emperor Yunmi said, "Junior brother, you should feel that only with the token can you enter the inheritance place in front of you. Let's go in first." "Okay, brother 8," Li Yang nodded. As soon as the two left the space teleportation array, they took out the token, and then the token emitted a slight fluctuation. Li Yang only felt a huge attraction coming, and then his whole body was out of control, directly penetrating the film and completely entering the film space. Someone is coming. One is the human race's Emperor Yunmi, and the other is, the human Lemu. Sure enough, the human Lemu came to this place of inheritance of the fusion law. As soon as he entered the film space, Li Yang's soul sensed some people around him. These people also noticed the movement here. Seeing Li Yang, many aliens suddenly showed extremely gloomy faces. Human Lemu. A powerful demon, whose fluctuations were obviously reaching the level of the emperor, looked at Li Yang and said coldly, "Very good, you really came to this place of inheritance." There was no concealment of murderous intent in his eyes. Looking at this demon emperor, Li Yang said in a calm voice, "What's wrong? Do you demons dare to attack me here?" There was sarcasm in his voice. End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 656. Li Yang was obviously a little irritated by his son Li Dong's matter. He was naturally not polite when the demons came to him. He knew the rules of this place of inheritance of the fusion law. If anyone dared to make a move, he would be killed immediately. Arrogant. This human Lamu is indeed as rumored. Humph, no matter how powerful he is only a god, and the most in this place of inheritance of the fusion law is the emperor. He is a god and he is so arrogant? He really overestimates his own abilities. There were other alien races around, and they were also talking about it. Many alien races looked at Li Yang with murderous intent in their eyes. While everyone was talking, at this time, in the central area of this place of inheritance of the fusion law, there was an extremely magnificent palace. In the palace, an extremely huge beast was lying on its body, as if it was sleeping. There were lightning flashing on the beast. As it breathed, the surrounding void was constantly broken and reorganized. In the broken void, there were even fragments of laws flashing continuously, which seemed to contain the true mystery of this universe. The surrounding void seemed like a world. Suddenly, the giant beast opened his eyes. He looked outside through the palace. In his eyes, he could clearly see the situation on Li Yang's side. Huh? World realm. He has only practiced for more than 100 years. Human thunderwood. High-level holy weapon armor. Killed 405 element gods. The giant beast actually saw through Li Yang's situation at a glance, and his eyes immediately showed interest. Yes, after endless years, a real evil genius has come to my inheritance place. The giant beast was talking to himself, and he suddenly said, 7 evils. Swish. As soon as the words fell, a figure appeared directly in the void. Thunder Ancestor, the 7 evils emperor said with great respect. He was a top emperor, but he was extremely respectful to the giant beast in front of him. The giant beast Thunder Ancestor waved his hand, and then a purple gold token appeared. A new inheritor has arrived, you give this purple gold token to him, the giant beast ordered. New inheritor. Upon hearing this, the 7 evils emperor quickly checked. Human Lamu, he instantly understood the identity of the visitor. Ancestor, can I ask why you gave the purple gold token to the human Lamu? The 7 evils emperor couldn't help asking. He knew the meaning of the purple gold token. This is the most desired by all inheritors in the entire inheritance land. The inheritors of the inheritance land need to go through a series of tests before they can finally get a purple gold token. However, this human Lamu was given one by the Thunder Ancestor as soon as he came, which made him very confused. Because such a thing basically never happened in his memory. The giant beast smiled and said, a world realm, who has only practiced for more than 100 years and has the strength to kill the 5 element gods, is of course qualified to be granted by my inheritance land. World realm. Hearing this, hearing the words of the giant beast Thunder Ancestor, the 7 evils emperor was stunned, and he suddenly reacted. Human Lamu is a world realm. He just knew that there was a human Lamu inheritor in the inheritance land, so he naturally knew many deeds of the human Lamu. The greatest deed was undoubtedly that he killed 405 element gods at once in the killing battlefield recently, and another person crushed 6 gods and became invincible. This strength is definitely the top in the god realm. But the 7 evils emperor didn't think these were anything. He had seen many geniuses in the god realm, especially this place of inheritance of the fusion law, which absorbed the top group of geniuses in the entire universe. In the god realm, there are not only those who crush the god realm, but even those who can truly rival the emperor. That's right, they can fight with the emperor in the true sense, and they are not inferior at all. There are even some gods who can defeat ordinary emperors. There are too many geniuses who have appeared in the endless years. Even now, there are 1 or 2 geniuses who can do it in the place of inheritance of the fusion law. Moreover, he has only practiced for more than 100 years. How is this possible? The 7 evils emperor was shocked. In fact, the 7 evils emperor was only slightly surprised that Li Yang's world realm crushed the invincible god realm. He had seen many geniuses, some of whom defeated the emperor in the God realm, and of course there were also those who defeated the invincible God realm in the world realm, but the number was very small. But what really shocked him was that Li Yang had only practiced for more than 100 years. Those who defeated the invincible God realm in the world realm, in terms of practice time, were far more than 100 years. No matter how strong the talent is, it takes time to grow up. What can 100 years do? Even for a true peerless genius, it is not enough. No wonder Laziu gave the purple gold token as soon as the human Lameu arrived. Shocked in his heart, the Seven Evils Emperor understood it all at once. After practicing for more than 100 years, the world realm crushed the invincible God realm. Such a genius may not have appeared in this place of inheritance of the fusion law. It is normal for such a genius to be given the purple gold token. Laziu, I will go and give the token to the human Lameu, the Seven Evils Emperor said respectfully. Well, go ahead, Laziu nodded. Swish. Then, the figure of the Seven Evil Emperor disappeared. On the other side, in the area where Li Yang was. At first, only a few alien warriors noticed Li Yang, but in a short period of time, the number of warriors increased by dozens. These are almost all powerful men from the demon and metal races. They also have the greatest killing intent towards Li Yang. Human Lameu, how arrogant! Just with the strength that exceeds the invincible level of the God realm, he is completely at the bottom of the list in this place of inheritance of the fusion law. Yes, there are only 10% of the gods here, and basically all of them are invincible in the God realm. You don't have the capital to be arrogant here. The alien strongmen were still speaking angrily. Looking at these alien strongmen, Li Yang laughed and said, "You said so much, but why don't you take action? Why? You are all good at talking? You are scared when you want to take action." A hint of sarcasm appeared at the corner of his mouth. Human Lameu. After the words fell, the first monster, the demon beast Xianglun Emperor with a huge elephant trunk, snorted coldly and said, "There will be a chance to take action. When we take action, it will be the time for you to die." Emperor Xianglun looked at Li Yang with murderous intent in his eyes. At this time, he thought to himself, the human Lameu has come to the place where the law of fusion is inherited. This news will be directly transmitted back to the tribe in a while. Let's see how the tribe arranges it. It is indeed a big problem that it is forbidden to take action in this place where the law of fusion is inherited. Even if they are full of murderous intentions towards Li Yang, they can only endure it. Because once they take action, they will die directly. Even if they can be resurrected, they will stagnate for life. Who can enter here is not a genius. Unlimited potential? Who is willing to sacrifice himself and replace Li Yang? This is definitely something that only fools would do. Hearing the words of Emperor Xianglun, Li Yang laughed and said, "There will be a chance to take action?" Emperor Xianglun of the demon clan, do you mean that you dare not take action now? He looked at the alien warriors who were full of murderous intentions around him, and said coldly, "If you dare not take action, then get out of here and don't bother me." Thanks to Zero Eta for the 100 rewards, thank you. End of this chapter. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 657. After looking at the powerful foreigners who were full of killing intent, Li Yang said coldly. Taiwan Novel Network Rightward Arrow. These aliens want to kill him one by one, and of course he will not be polite. Damn human Lameu. If you are not in this inheritance place, I will kill you immediately. How dare you, a weak god, be so presumptuous? After hearing Li Yang's words, the emperors around him suddenly shouted angrily. It's frustrating, no matter how dazzling Li Yang is, he is still just a god. And they are powerful emperors, and they are all stronger than Li Yang, but now they are being yelled at by Li Yang. This feeling is too uncomfortable. No longer paying attention to the powerful men around him, Li Yang looked at the fallen emperor in front of him and said through a message, "Eighth senior brother, let's go." Of course, it was impossible for him to directly call the Emperor of Destruction as his eighth senior brother. In this case, his identity would be easily exposed. The Emperor of Destruction glanced at the powerful men around him, and said to Li Yang via voice transmission, "Junior brother Li Yang, these alien races have many trump cards. Even if this land of fusion law inheritance has rules and regulations, you must always be vigilant. These alien races may choose a life-for-life approach. In the place where the law of fusion is inherited, it is forbidden to take action. If you take action, you will be killed directly. However, this is not a rule of heaven and earth and is absolutely prohibited. In fact, their current strength can still be displayed. Therefore, if a strong man is strong enough, he can kill Li Yang in an instant. Even the emperor will die next, but Li Yang was killed. Therefore, Li Yang is not absolutely safe. So, you must always be vigilant. The most important thing is to ensure that you are not instantly killed when encountering any attack. As long as they are not killed instantly, anyone who dares to attack Li Yang will die immediately in the next second. No matter how strong the opponent is, the chance to take action is only a moment. As long as he doesn't get beaten, Li Yang will be fine." "I know," eighth senior brother Li Yang nodded. The two of them flew towards the distance, and the surrounding foreign warriors, although they had just cursed angrily, only watched Li Yang leave at this time and did not continue to follow. They couldn't do anything about Li Yang for the time being, and they didn't sacrifice themselves to change Li Yang's thoughts. There was no way they could continue to follow. Rampant human Limu. In front of us, he said these words in this inheritance space. When he leaves here, do you think he dares to say it? I'm so frustrated. How dare you talk to me like this when a person in the God realm can kill you instantly? Too presumptuous. He just went on a rampage in the killing field. The faces of each of the powerful emperors were extremely gloomy. Some of them are ordinary emperors who have only understood one law of fusion. But there are more powerful ones, those who understand the two fusion laws. Ordinary emperors will be crushed in front of them, just like the gods of the second series crushing the gods of the first series. But they were scolded by a little god. The same was true for Emperor Xianglun of the demon clan at this time, but when he looked at the faces of the many foreign emperors around him, he felt coldly snorted in his heart. Still so arrogant. Emperor Xianglun said in his heart, "But the more aggressive you are, the better. This will only make other alien races more intent on killing you." Their demon tribe suffered heavy losses at the hands of human Limu, and they wished that human Limu would die immediately. But now that he saw that this human Limu was careless about life and death, and offended a lot of emperors present in just a few words, he was of course very happy to see it. The more offended he was, the more those emperors hated Li Yang and wanted to kill him. Thinking in his heart, Emperor Xianglun clicked on his watch, "Send the news back now." Just as he was about to send the message, Emperor Xianglun suddenly looked into the distance. Not only him, but other foreign emperors also looked there. Boom! A huge pressure suddenly came, and this pressure made all the emperors present feel a sense of heart palpitations. This pressure, this is the arrival of the law enforcement envoy from the inheritance land. Why did the law enforcer come suddenly? There are 10 law enforcement envoys in the inheritance land, and each one of them is a top emperor. But in this inheritance place, they can use treasures to make their domain's pressure reach the level of dominance. The foreign emperors were very confused and fearful of this pressure. Compared to the major foreign ethnic groups, there are strong people in the inheritance land itself, and they are the most feared. There were many strong men around who didn't pay attention to this, but when they felt such movement, they immediately flew over. What happened there? Did law enforcement come? Let's go over and have a look. That's Human Lemue. Human Lemue has arrived at this inheritance place. Human Lemue has killed so many powerful men from the Demon Clan and the Metal Clan. Now the Demon Clan and the Metal Clan will definitely not let it go. These powerful men who flew over saw Li Yang at a glance and couldn't help but start talking. At this time, Li Yang and the 8th senior brother, the Emperor of Destruction, were also watching. 8th senior brother, what's going on? Li Yang asked in confusion. He had no idea what was going on. The expression on the Emperor's face was obviously much more solemn at this time, and he said, "This is the arrival of the law enforcement envoy from the inheritance land." Law enforcement officer, Li Yang was surprised. Well, there are 10 law enforcers in this inheritance land of fusion law, and each of them is as powerful as me. Based on the special nature of this inheritance land, their pressure can even rival that of the Master. Master, Li Yang was even more surprised. What kind of special nature can make the Emperor reach the level of Master? As they were talking, with the pressure coming, a figure appeared in front of everyone. The law enforcer who came is the Seven Evils Emperor. Everyone looked at the powerful man who came and stared. These law enforcers rarely appear. They will only come out when something important happens in the inheritance land. Everyone was watching at this time, including the Demon Clan's Xianglun Emperor. What is the reason for the Seven Evils Emperor to come? Emperor Xianglun couldn't help thinking. He was very confused. In the past, the law enforcers came because they could probably guess some things, but now nothing happened around, but the law enforcers came just like that. Under the eyes of everyone, the Seven Evils Emperor appeared and looked at Li Yang. He waved his right hand, and Li Yang's figure flew out and came in front of him. The law enforcement officer, Emperor Kisha, came for the human Lemue. How is that possible? The human Lemue just came to this inheritance land, how could he alarm the law enforcement officer of the inheritance land? Not sure. The emperors were discussing. Especially the Demon Clan's Emperor Xianglun and others, their eyes were fixed on Li Yang. They wished Li Yang would die, and of course they didn't want to see Li Yang have anything to do with the law enforcement officer of this inheritance land of fusion rules. From the city to the strongest in the universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 658. Could it be that the law enforcement envoy from the inheritance land is here to expel human Lemue? Emperor Xianglun of the demon tribe thought expectantly. Diamond suit, diamond suit, diamond suit, diamond suit. Although this possibility was very weak, he couldn't help but think about it. Not only these aliens, but also the Emperor of Destruction and Li Yang were very confused at this time. What does the Seven Evils Emperor want from me? Especially Li Yang, his whole body was in a tense state at this time, and he was even ready to explode at any time. He didn't know the Kisha Emperor at all. Why did the Kisha Emperor come? He has a world realm clone and is not afraid of death at all, but he is only afraid of one thing, which is the death of his soul. He has a soul defense treasure given by the eternal ancestor, and only soul attacks at the master level can kill him. The seven evil emperors in front of him have the power to dominate due to the special nature of this inheritance place. There are some possibilities of killing him, so Li Yang is of course wary. No matter how precious the treasure is, it can be discarded. Li Yang cannot let himself die. Human Lemue, don't be nervous. Emperor Kisha saw the vigilance in Li Yang's heart and said calmly, I am here to give you the purple gold token on the order of Laziu. He waved his right hand, and a strange token suddenly appeared, and then floated in front of Li Yang. Purple gold token. At this time, the surrounding foreign emperors and powerful men were still looking at him in confusion. Many emperors who were full of murderous intentions towards Li Yang even hoped to see something unfavorable to Li Yang happen. But looking at the token, many confused emperors were even more stunned, with disbelief in their eyes. How is that possible? The Seven Evils Emperor came to give humans the Thunderwood purple gold token. How precious the purple gold token is. There are so many inheritors in the inheritance land, and there are no more than 10 who have the purple gold token. What the hell is going on? Human Limu just came here. He hasn't done any tests. Many powerful alien races were envious and shocked, especially the demon race, metal race, etc. Their faces instantly became extremely gloomy. Of course they know what treasure the purple gold token is. Almost all inheritors have colorful tokens, which allow them to pass on the inheritance for 10 days in 10 years. The inheritance time of the purple gold token is 10 times longer than theirs. The inheritor who owns the purple gold token can have 100 days of inheritance time in 10 years. This is obviously what all inheritors long for. There are tens of millions of inheritors, but only 10 have purple gold tokens. And now, the human Limu that they wanted to kill immediately got one. Hearing what Emperor Kisha said, Li Yang was also stunned for a moment. Purple gold token. He had heard the message from the Emperor of Destruction before, and he also longed for the purple gold token. Just kidding, more fusion law inheritance time, and 10 times as much. Who doesn't desire it? He was still thinking about how he would get it before, but he didn't expect to be given one as soon as he came in. Could it be that you have seen my realm? Li Yang thought to himself. According to what the eternal ancestor said, this place where the law of fusion is inherited has a founder, and it is easy to see through him. The key is that he just came here, and he didn't know the Kisha Emperor or the lay ancestor mentioned by the Kisha Emperor at all. How could he be given the token so smoothly? Therefore, the most likely possibility is that his realm has been seen through. The place where the fusion law is inherited absorbs the top geniuses in the entire universe. The more powerful the genius, the more they naturally value it, so Li Yang thought of this possibility. Human Limu, why don't you thank Lay Ancestor for the gift? Looking at Li Yang's appearance, the Kisha Emperor said. Upon hearing this, Li Yang immediately took the token and said respectfully, "Thank you Lay Ziu for the gift." Many thoughts passed, and now Li Yang was holding the token, feeling happy in his heart. Before, he was thinking about how to get the purple gold token and how to have more time to inherit the fusion law. Unexpectedly, he got the token easily just after he came here. Of course he was happy. Yes, the seven evil emperor nodded. Practice hard, Lay Ziu is very optimistic about you. After finishing speaking, Li Yang's figure slowly fell. Law Enforcement Envoy. At this time, a voice suddenly sounded in the void, but it was an emperor of the Metal Clan who spoke. The power that this Metal Clan emperor exudes far exceeds that of ordinary emperors, even no less than that of Li Yang's 13th senior brother, the Golden Dragon Emperor. The strength of the Golden Dragon Emperor is close to that of the top emperor. In this way, the Metal Clan emperor who spoke is definitely a true top emperor. The eyes of the emperor of the Metal tribe were blood red. He looked at the emperor of the seven evils and asked, "Enforcer, I would like to ask, why are humans given the Thunderwood purple gold token?" Yes, why was it given? This human Limu just came to this inheritance place. We have so many powerful people. If we want to get a purple gold token, we need various difficult tests. So far, no more than 10 people have passed the test. That's not fair, human Limu didn't do anything. When the emperor of the Metal Clan opened his mouth, a series of voices suddenly sounded around him. Purple gold token. At this time, many strong aliens were not only full of murderous intent towards Li Yang, but also, a trace of jealousy. They all want to get the purple gold token. Snort. The surrounding sounds were extremely noisy, and Emperor Kisha snorted coldly. Boom. In an instant, a huge coercion directly covered down, oppressing the many emperors present, making many emperors who spoke feel heart palpitations, and their mouth seemed to be blocked, unable to speak. They looked at the seven evils emperor in awe. Although there were people who were as powerful as the seven evils emperor, the seven evils emperor could completely crush them in this inheritance land. Seeing that the surroundings were completely quiet, the Seven Evils Emperor snorted coldly and said, "If you have only practiced for more than 100 years, and you can crush the God realm with just the world realm, my inheritance land will naturally give you a heritage token." Buzz. After speaking, the figure of the Seven Evils Emperor also disappeared directly, and the surrounding pressure dissipated, but at this time the surroundings suddenly became quiet. The whole area was so quiet that it seemed that a needle falling to the ground could be heard. At this time, many alien emperors around were stunned. What did they just hear? Practice for more than 100 years? World realm? Crush the God realm and be invincible? The law enforcement envoy was talking about the human Lemu. However, after a short period of silence, suddenly all the alien emperors couldn't help but emit momentum fluctuations, staring at Li Yang. Just now, the Seven Evils Emperor said that the human Lemu has only been practicing for a short period of more than 100 years. And he is only in the world realm. How is it possible? In more than 100 years, even we are estimated to be slowly practicing in the Star-Lord realm, which is not even possible for ordinary gods. Yes, in such a short time, who can make such great progress? What the Seven Evils Emperor said cannot be wrong. Human Lemu has really only practiced for more than 100 years. More than 100 years, such a short time, it is the human, Li Yang. Human Lemu is the human Li Yang in disguise. In the surrounding area, a series of shocked and angry voices suddenly sounded. Thanks to Zero Eta for the 100 rewards, thank you. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. From the city to the strongest in the universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 659. In the surrounding area, a series of angry voices suddenly sounded. Diamond suit, diamond suit. Li Yang was in a good mood, thinking about going to the place where the fusion law was inherited to see how it worked. Purple gold token, he had been thinking about how to get it before, but he didn't expect to be given one as soon as he arrived here. He was in a good mood, of course. However, after hearing what the Seven Evils Emperor said, Li Yang's face changed slightly. Did the Seven Evils Emperor tell me about my situation? He had been disguising himself with the treasure given by the eternal ancestor, and only the Lord could see through his disguise when he came. After so many battles on the killing battlefield, no strong man could see through him, but as soon as he came to the place where the fusion law was inherited, his situation was exposed. And it was exposed in the presence of so many alien strong men. Human Lemu, are you human Li Yang? Definitely. The human race currently has two peerless geniuses, human Hungsu and human Li Yang. Now human Hungsu has the strength of an ordinary five-element god. Except for the two of them, the human race cannot have a third genius who has only practiced for more than 100 years. When Li Yang's face changed, the surrounding alien emperors stared at him and said angrily, "No one is stupid. The most talented geniuses in the human race are undoubtedly Hungsu and Li Yang. Hungsu now has the strength of an ordinary five-element god, but Li Yang has not made any movement. You know, Li Yang's progress speed exceeded Hungsu before. I don't know how many people think that Li Yang's talent has been dormant, but I didn't expect that Li Yang is more terrifying than Hungsu. At this time, he can actually crush the invincible strong man in the realm of gods." Although Li Yang's face changed slightly due to exposure, he adjusted it in just a moment. "It's exposed, I'm not weak now, so what if these aliens know my identity?" Li Yang said in his heart. Things happened, and he would not think about how good it would be if they did not happen, but how to deal with it next. With the strength close to that of the emperor, plus the many treasures on his body, plus being in this inheritance place, plus the world realm clone. At this time, Li Yang really didn't worry about anything. He looked at the alien emperors around him who were asking angrily, and smiled, "Guess if I am Li Yang." He was too lazy to talk nonsense, and said to Emperor Yunmi, "Eighth senior brother, let's go." Emperor Yunmi didn't expect Li Yang's identity to be exposed suddenly. At this time, he stayed by Li Yang's side, alert to the alien warriors around him. Before, the identity of the human Lameu made the major ethnic groups have a killing intention against Li Yang, but this killing intention was not very strong. But the human Lameu and the human Li Yang are the same person, so other alien races will definitely go crazy. Before, Hongsu even made the demon race decide to send a large number of emperors, which shows what Li Yang will face next. Okay, Emperor Yunmi nodded. When they left this time, almost all the emperors of the alien races followed them. Human Lameu, you are the human Li Yang, stop pretending. What are you afraid of admitting? These emperors followed and kept talking angrily, trying to stimulate Li Yang to admit his identity. After all, they were not 100% sure. But they just did that, and did not dare to take action. At this time, in an area, the face of the demon emperor Xianglun kept changing. Before, he first wondered why the law enforcement envoy Qi Sha Emperor suddenly came, and then heard the words of Qi Sha Emperor, his face suddenly changed. Human Lameu is the human Li Yang? He has only practiced for more than 100 years now. Emperor Xianglun's eyes were full of shock. After practicing for more than 100 years, the world realm can actually crush the invincible god realm. This is possible? Emperor Xianglun was completely shocked, and then he suddenly reacted and quickly sent a message. The demon clan, Mangyuan Emperor looked at the news in front of him in shock. As expected, the human Lameu appeared in the place where the law of fusion was passed down. This did not cause any emotional fluctuations for him, but the human Lameu was the human Li Yang, which completely shocked him. How is it possible? The strength that crushed the invincible gods, this human Lameu has only practiced for more than 100 years? In more than 100 years, his strength is close to that of the emperor. The emperor of Mangyuan was shocked and still found it hard to believe. He carefully checked the many information records of the human Lameu. He suddenly appeared in the killing battlefield more than 70 years ago and began to kill the 3 series gods of the alien race, and then began to kill the 4 series gods. Then he came to the core of the killing battlefield. After being trapped in the abyss for 50 years, the human Lameu's strength suddenly increased after coming out. It was completely a one-shot kill against ordinary 5 series gods. Even the invincible gods of the gods were not his opponents. Before, they always thought that the human Lameu was hiding his strength. But now that they know that the human Li Yang is the human Lameu, they connect the two and immediately judge that the human Lameu is not pretending to be strong, but his strength has been improving. It was not clear before, but now comparing the human Lameu and the human Li Yang, there are striking similarities between the two, such as both using spears as weapons, and the human Lameu suddenly appeared more than 10 years after Li Yang entered the killing battlefield. The two may be the same person. Shocked, the emperor of Mangyuan quickly reported it. Boom! Less than a few seconds after the news was reported, a terrifying giant python appeared, covering the sky and the sun, looking down at the emperor of Mangyuan. The surrounding void was constantly broken by the fluctuation of the giant python's momentum. Obviously, the giant python was a little upset at this time. Mangyuan, you said that the human Lameu is the human Li Yang? He has been practicing for more than 100 years, and he is still only in the world realm. The demon snake lord looked down at the Mangyuan emperor and asked. After practicing for more than 100 years, his strength is close to that of the emperor? What kind of genius is this? Even he, the demon snake lord, was not as good as him at the beginning. Yes, lord. The Mangyuan emperor hurriedly said, based on the information analysis of the human Lameu and the human Li Yang, the possibility that the two are the same person is at least 95%. With such a high probability, the two are almost certainly the same person. After all, is there a third peerless genius in the human race? A genius who has practiced for more than 100 years, is in the world realm, and also uses a spear as a weapon? The Emperor of Mangyuan was completely anxious at this time. Master, now the human Li Yang has grown to such a level. Combined with his situation in the killing battlefield, he makes a big progress every once in a while. We can't give him time to grow anymore. If the strength that the human Lameu showed in the killing battlefield before was true, then his strength would increase several times every few years. I know. The demon snake master said in a deep voice, with a faint light in his eyes. End of this chapter. From the City to the Strongest in the Universe. Author, G. Difeng Ren. Chapter 660. The demon snake master's eyes exuded a faint light. Many gods came out of the giant mouth of the abyss before, and he was even prepared to come here in person, kill Li Yang, and take away the fusion law inheritance token in his hand. It's a pity that Li Yang suddenly burst out with such great strength and quickly left the killing battlefield, and he stopped. He didn't take this matter too seriously. After all, it was just a fusion law inheritance token, and it didn't cause much emotion in him. He didn't expect that the human Lemeu he was going to kill personally turned out to be such a genius. Now upgrade the name of human Lemeu to the first place in our monster clan's must-kill list. I will arrange a plan to kill human Lemeu as soon as possible. Even if necessary, I will sacrifice the Emperor. The demon snake master said coldly, his voice could even freeze the void. The human race Hyugzu, who has been practicing for more than 100 years and competes with the ordinary gods of the 5 elements, shocked their demon race. His majestic demon snake master even sent emperors one after another to find the human race Hyugzu. But now, human Li Yang has behaved even more terrifyingly, crushing the gods and becoming invincible. Compared with the ordinary 5 series god realm, the strength of the two is at least 100 times different. The chaos of humans makes them, the demon clan, want to kill them like crazy, but what about human Li Yang? At this time, the human Li Yang, in the eyes of the demon clan, is even more of a threat than an ordinary emperor. Li Yang's news shocked the demon clan. Not only the demon clan, but also the human Lemeu is in the world realm, and he has only been practicing for more than 100 years. This news spread crazily throughout the entire universe in a short period of time. Just kidding, for a slightly stronger cultivator, more than 100 years is an extremely short time, almost passing by in the blink of an eye. It is normal for a strong person to retreat for a few thousand years. To become an ordinary god in more than 100 years is definitely a genius among geniuses. And after practicing for more than 100 years, and crushing the invincible gods, the speed of progress is simply beyond imagination. And when many alien races know this news, of course they only have one attitude. Human Lemeu must die. After practicing for more than 100 years, at the world level, he can actually crush the invincible god level. If human Lemeu continues to grow, how far will he reach? Quick, make a plan quickly, we must kill the human Lemeu before he grows up. It is rumored that human Lemeu is human Li Yang. Whether he is or not, it is definitely right to kill him. Human Lemeu cannot stay. If we don't kill him, a terrifying existence will definitely appear in the human race in the future. Yes, the talent shown by human Hunxu has the potential to become a master, and compared with human Li Yang, the talent of human Hunxu has even become very ordinary. Damn it, the human race is already so powerful and ranks among the pinnacles of the universe. How come their race continues to have such powerful geniuses? Why doesn't our clan have such a genius? The rules of the universe are so unfair. All the aliens went crazy and wanted to kill Li Yang. A person's potential can usually be easily inferred from the time spent practicing. Human Lemeu has been practicing for such a short time, but he has a strength close to that of an emperor. With such potential, if you are trapped in the realm of gods and cannot break through, it is simply a joke, even many aliens do not believe it. Therefore, as long as there is enough time, human lemur will definitely be able to grow. Rightward arrow. Now, close to the emperor's strength, the human lemur is not too powerful. After a while, the human lemur becomes the emperor, and if you want to kill him, the difficulty will definitely increase dramatically. Each alien race went crazy, and this news spread crazily throughout the human race. The lemur who has risen recently in our human race is Li Yang. Li Yang killed 400 powerful 5-element gods at once in the killing battlefield, and even crushed 6 invincible powerhouses in the god realm. Is he only one step away from the emperor? Oh my god, how is it possible? Li Yang is only in the world realm now, can he do this? Isn't it fake news? The news can't be false. The law enforcement envoy from the place where the law of fusion is inherited came in person, gave Limu the purple gold token, and also told his realm and training time. Limu is definitely not Hongsu, so he can only be Li Yang. Yes, besides Li Yang, is there a third evil genius in the world realm who has been practicing for more than 100 years in our human race? Crazy, really crazy. When I saw Huangsu making great progress, I thought Li Yang had completely gone silent. I didn't expect Li Yang to be even more terrifying. His strength is at least 100 times that of Huangsu. Hongsu's progress rate alone is the fastest in the universe, but compared with Li Yang, his progress rate is average. It's so crazy. How did Li Yang practice? For more than 100 years, he has been in the world realm and is invincible in the god realm. It still doesn't feel real to me. The entire human race is spreading the news crazily. Limu is Li Yang, the world realm crushes the invincible god realm, the news one after another spread almost like crazy, even spreading throughout the 3,000 star continents of the human race in just 10 minutes. The point is, the news is shocking. Even a giant force like the eternal temple of the human race has 100 years to cultivate geniuses at the Wanshao realm. And behind the Wanshao realm, there is the Star Lord realm, the world realm, and then to the divine realm. In the realm of gods, there are ordinary gods, second-level gods, third-level gods, all the way to the invincible realm of gods. I don't know how many realms are included. And in just over 100 years, he can crush the invincible realm of gods. You can imagine how terrifying this progress speed is. At this time, the emperors of the human race were dumbfounded. They had previously bet on which one of Li Yang and Hongsu would be stronger in the future. And now, Li Yang's strength is only one step away from them. In Yang Yuan Xingzhou, on the throne in the huge palace, Emperor Yang Yuan sat high. Suddenly Emperor Yang Yuan looked at the message. What happened? Emperor Yang Yuan was slightly puzzled. This was sent by his friend, asking him to quickly join the Human Emperor Alliance. Emperor Yang Yuan entered his consciousness and appeared in a wonderful space. In the space, many people had gathered at this time, and these people were constantly discussing something. Yang Yuan, you're here. Yang Yuan, your Yang Yuan Xingzhou has really been lucky recently. Jian Hen broke through and became an emperor not long ago, and now Li Yang has shown such talent. Yang Yuan, how is your relationship with Li Yang now? The emperors looked at Emperor Yang Yuan and smiled, but what they said made Emperor Yang Yuan confused. Why did these emperors suddenly ask about his relationship with Li Yang? Thanks to 08 for the 100 reward, thank you. End of this chapter.